when we're done with this worksheet, feel free to make a copy with the notes on it and put it in your folder so you can look back. First thing I want to talk to you about ordering rational numbers is you need to recognize this word ascending. Ascending means to go up. That means you're going from the least, the smallest, to the largest. And then there's descending. And this DD reminds me, D for down. Descending means going down. That means you're going from the greatest to the least. Okay? When you're ordering numbers like these, we're going to use the number line. You want to put them in decimals, then line the decimals up. Like, for instance, you might have a number like this, 0.523. Oops, that's not 0. And then you have to order another number, maybe a number like 0.514. And when you line these decimals up, look from one column to the next. Both of them have a 5, so go to the next column and you see that 2 is greater. So you know that this number on the top is bigger than the number on the bottom. So this number right here is going to be the greatest one. Okay? Another way to do it is put it on the number line. And I want to go down to the last question to answer that. The number line can be like a mirror. Okay? The number line can be like a mirror. And I want to show you this. If you've got your number line like this, I want to draw a line. I really don't want the ruler. I just want to draw a straight line. Okay. All right. So let's get the ruler out the way. Here's your number line. Put your 0 in the middle. Okay? That's an ugly 0. Put your 0 in the middle. I hate when things are not nice and neat, because then you don't get it. Put your 0 in the middle, and your 0 becomes a mirror. Your 0 is like a mirror. And this is what I mean. Work on the positive side. Work on the positive side. Because you know the numbers on the positive side. You know that this is 1. You know that this is 10. You know that this is 5, right? And you know, if we go all the way out here, say it's 100. You know that. We all know the positive sides. So because we know the positive side, this 0 becomes a mirror. If 1 is here, on the other side, in the exact same distance from 0, is -1. And on the other side, in the exact place from +5, is -5. And on the other side of 0, on the exact place from +10, is -10. And this is how you can order with ease. Listen, on this side, it gets bigger as we go this way. As we go in that direction, it gets bigger. 5 is bigger than 1. But on this side of 0, when we go this way, it gets smaller. So 5 is greater than 1 on this side. It's the opposite on this side. 5 is smaller than 1 because it's getting smaller as you go this way. On this side, 10 is greater than 5. But on this side, -10 is smaller than -5. The negative numbers that are closest to 0 are bigger than the ones that are further away. Because as you go this side, you get bigger. On the positive side, the numbers that are closest to 0 are smaller because they get smaller as we go this way. 1 is closer to 0 than 5, so 1 is smaller than 5. On this side, -1 is closer to 0 than -5, so -1 is bigger. And so that's how we order on a number line. One more thing. On this, they want you to add a number that is rational but not an integer. Integers are all whole numbers. What are the whole numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go on and on. Those are the whole numbers. Integers are whole numbers and they're opposites. What's the opposite of 1? -1. Let's put it on this side. -1, -2, -3. I'm going in the wrong direction, and I want you to make sure that no, that's not the direction you want to go in, because we're going to use the mirror. No. So all the opposites are the negative numbers. You've got 1, 2, 3, and on and on. And on this side, you've got -1, -2, -3, and on and on and on and on. And remember, in the middle of them is your 0. These are all the integers, whole numbers, and their opposites. They want a rational number that is not an integer. If it's a rational number, it is an integer, but they don't want integers. So rational numbers are any numbers that you can write as a fraction. And those will all turn out to be integers. The ones that are non-integers are the ones that are terminating decimals, like a quarter. A quarter is a fraction and it's 0.25. Okay? They're terminating decimals or decimals that you can write a bar on the top of, like 1/3. You must be able to write them as fractions. I can write 1/3 as a fraction. 1/3, if I divide it, 1 divided by 3, it goes like this: 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And I can write it with a bar on the top to show that it repeats. In this case, it's a rational number. So we can use any of these numbers. 1/4, which is 0.25, 1/3, which is 0.33333. Now let's talk about the irrational numbers. Irrational numbers cannot be written as fractions because the decimals do not terminate. They do not stop like these. Like a half is what? 0.5. It stops, it terminates. The decimal terminates. Irrational numbers do not terminate. It's like the number pi. It goes on and on and on, like the number pi. Let's go down here and look at pi. We're going to look at the calculator for pi, and we're going to hit it. There it is, pi. And if you hit it, see, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Another number, say the square root of 1. All right. So if I find the square root of 1, and I put my square root, and I hit my equal sign. Okay, it just want me to put in more. I look for that 1 on it. I don't see it here. Maybe it's just a standard calculator. I'll find that. The square root. They don't have the square root. Anyways, though, the square root of 1, you'll find it goes on and on also. So that's irrational. So that's the way we find these numbers when we're going to order them on the number line. Start with 0, mirror it. Like you want to know where negative square root of 17 goes. Well, put it in the calculator, square root of 17, say it goes here, positive square root of 17. This means what number times itself gives you 17. Okay? 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16. So the square root of 17 is going to be right here just after 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. Just after, okay, if this is here, then on the other side is negative 4. And on the other side of that is negative square root of 17. So you see, I use my place for the positive one to tell me where the negative one will go. And that, my dears, is how you find it. Use your 0 as a mirror. Use your positive numbers and put the negative ones in the exact same place from 0 on the other side. If you don't know how to turn all these into decimals, that's what the other lessons are for. All right? All right.